Life is all about duality. You have the yin and the yang, humans and reptiles, Robo and the Dinosaur Empire. The Dinosaur Empire is by far the most iconic and recurring villainous entity across the Robo saga. The dinosaurs were there in the original manga and somehow they are still here in Robo arc. So what exactly happened to them after the original series? And how did they manage to build such a fancy looking underground empire? You better stay tuned because that's what we're here to find out. Alright, I'll start things out by giving you a quick recap on what the Dinosaur Empire actually is, as well as how it came to be in the first place. The Dinosaur Empire is, as the name suggests, a civilization of highly evolved sentient dinosaurs. You see, they used to roam freely before a massive influx of Geta rays showered the earth and forced them to go into hiding, deep beneath the surface. It's like that meteorite that supposedly wiped out all the dinosaurs in the real world, except the Robo universe is a nightmarish alternate timeline where the dinosaurs survived and swore vengeance against humanity for taking their home away from them. You heard that right, the Dinosaur Empire was formed for the sole purpose of waging war against humans for becoming the apex species. Then humanity created the original Robo machine in retaliation and the rest is history. That brings us to the untimely demise of Emperor Gore at the hands of Emperor Burai and his Axis forces, the Hyakki Empire. What happened to the Dinosaur Empire after the death of its beloved leader? The answer to that lies in the second half of the Robo Go manga, where we find out that the Empire still lingered long after its defeat. The remnants of the Dinosaur Empire took Professor Lando's defeat as a chance to resurface and destroy the Robo once and for all. But once again, to the surprise of no one, this attempt proved itself to be unsuccessful, and the dinosaurs were driven underground one more time. At least this encounter gave us that one famous panel everyone likes posting around, and well, to be honest, it really does sum up the series pretty accurately. Now that we got all of that out of the way, it's time to discuss the Dinosaur Empire's role in the story of Robo arc. The Dinosaur Empire makes its reappearance in Chapter 7 of Robo arc, where we find out that it has entered an alliance with the Sao Tome Research Institute in order to combat a common enemy, which is, of course, the Andromeda country. During the course of the next couple of chapters, for the first time in the franchise, we actually get a closer look at how the Dinosaur Empire functions as a society, what the living conditions are like, as well as how much it has advanced from a technological standpoint, with inventions such as the Getosaurus. Despite all that progress, the Dinosaur Empire still functions as a monarchy in Robo arc, except this time it is ruled by Emperor Gore III, the older half-brother of Kamui Sho. Speaking of Kamui, we also find out that the Dinosaur Empire has been kidnapping humans and conducting all sorts of unethical experiments on them. In fact, this led to his conception in the first place. However, we don't know how many humans the Empire still holds hostage or what Emperor Gore is planning to do with them. This is definitely one of the darkest aspects of Robo arc's narrative if you ask me. It gives me chills whenever I think about it. Other than that, we can infer that the Empire is much more technologically advanced than it ever was in the original series, seeing as how the dinosaurs were able to reverse engineer the Andromeda country's zone in order to make one of their own, among other things. One more interesting tidbit I think is worth mentioning is the dinosaurs' willingness to throw away their own lives for the sake of the Empire. This extremist attitude is what makes them a real, terrifying threat at the end of the day. The pilots of the Getosaurus tell Takuma that there is no greater pleasure than that of dying for your own nation. We get to see firsthand just how dedicated these dinosaurs are to their own kind, and how they are going to stop at nothing to achieve their goals. The designs of the dinosaurs themselves also look better than ever here. Look at this huge Gandalf looking dude. They should have made him the emperor instead. I honestly wish we saw more of these goofy goobers like him in the manga. It feels like this is the point when Ken Ishikawa came into his own as to what he wanted the dinosaurs to look like and represent in the story. Overall, I can say I definitely appreciate the Dinosaur Empire's inclusion in Robo arc. It's fascinating to see them work together with the Sao Tome Research Institute for once. It's like a Terminator and Terminator 2 kind of deal, you know? We've sure seen these guys come a long way from the tiny little nudes in chapter 1. You could make the argument that even the main antagonists are in line with Robo's central theme of evolution. What do you guys think of the Dinosaur Empire? Are the dinosaurs justified in their conquest to reclaim the planet for themselves, or should they just learn to coexist with humanity? Please do let me know in the comment section. I believe coexistence between the two of them is certainly not impossible. I mean, look at the Gandalf dinosaur and the crazy scientist man from Robo Go. They look like they get along just fine. If you enjoyed this video, you should also check out all the other videos from this little event I'm doing called the Get a Robo Arc Week. You can find all of them on my channel as well as in a playlist which will be all the way down in the description. That's all of me for now. I'll see you next time.